What's up, Outer Banks, and welcome to a new episode of OBXE TV, where we give you the inside scoop on what's happening in the local and regional entertainment world. I'm Sue Artz. First up, I'm going to tell you about some of the top stories trending right now at OBXentertainment.com, starting with the latest concert news. National recording artist Rusted Root have been added to the summer concert lineup at Kelly's in Nags Head. Known best for their massive hit, Send Me On My Way, Rusted Root will hit the stage at Kelly's on August 28th. Ogre Coast's most famous resident, the pirate Blackbeard, gets a whole new look in the new drama series Crossbones, premiering on May 30th on NBC. You can go to OBXentertainment.com now to watch a special preview of the show. In NC film news, the new thriller Jezebel has premiered a very scary first trailer, which you can see right now at OBXentertainment.com. Filmed in Wilmington, North Carolina, Jezebel will haunt theaters starting August 29th. You can get full details on each of these stories, plus details on our monthly giveaway contest right now at OBXentertainment.com. Thrill seekers have been coming to the Outer Banks to learn how to fly ever since the Wright brothers first took off from here over 100 years ago. But the newest craze is unlike anything we've seen before. Today, we are very happy to welcome the owner of OBXjetpak, Mr. Butch Stone. Hey Butch, thanks for being here.
Oh, it's an honor, thank you.
So, how'd you come to the Outer Banks and get into the jetpack business?
Well, I came to the Outer Banks about 5 years ago. I've got some rental homes here. My Lagoon and Lillian B. One of them's oceanfront and so on. Anyway, I came here and I was going to live off of my rental properties, and I just happened to see the Today Show, part of the Today Show, where Jenna Wolfe was flying a jetpack on in Key West, and I was like, oh my gosh, wouldn't this be great for the Outer Banks? And so then I started looking at it online and seeing about what I could do and getting an investor to put up some money and so on. So here I am.
Nice, nice.
Yeah.
So was it slow in the beginning when you started? Or?
Yeah, the first year was 2012, and of course it was just getting going. And actually, Kitty Hawk Kites called me before I even had the jetpack, and they asked me to book it through them. And it was a great opportunity for me to do it through them. But it was slow the first year. We hadn't really advertised it that much. A lot of people hadn't seen it. I mean, I still have people every day, even now, when I fly the jetpack, they're running toward it and taking pictures of it. And so it's still exciting for a lot of people. It's exciting for me every day that I fly it. So
nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, really.
So what is the jetpack exactly?
What is the jetpack? Okay, it's well, it's something of the future. The guy that actually built it, he used to love James Bond movies, and he actually saw one of the movies with James Bond, and he was flying a jetpack, and he had gone outside, I believe, and he went outside and he lived on a river and happened to see a jet ski, and he's like, wow, I bet I could take the water from that and pump it to a jetpack and fly it up in the air. And of course they had a lot of trial and errors and so on, but that's how it got going. And so it's really a safe thing because you're on the water, and it's like water skiing. And even if you took it up 30 feet, which it will go, and dropped it, it's like hitting the water at 30 miles an hour. It really normally doesn't hurt you, and you're wearing a vest and all too. Yeah.
Nice. So what would somebody expect if they were to come and try the jetpack out? Like, how does the process go?
No, okay. Well, normally I teach you on my boat. I've got a 32-foot pontoon boat, and we have a stand up there on the boat that the jetpack sits on. So you're actually on my boat. I'm teaching you all the things. It's got a kill switch, just like a jet ski does. If you pull your arm out, it turns it off. So it makes it safe. Plus, I have a remote control that I work, and I work the throttle because you're doing enough. You don't need to be working the throttle too. But it's real easy and it's simple movements, and people get carried away and pull too much, but you pull down just a little to go forward, and to go up you pull up a little and then it'll go up. So, but if I see you messing up, I can take a switch and turn it off, or slow you down where you won't get hurt. So
That's good.
Very safe.
That's definitely good.
Yeah.
So like how long does each session last usually?
Normally, I tell you, a lot of them will charge like about a minute and just keep track of it. I normally give people a good ride, and 30 minutes though, they're normally tired and they start off bad and then they get good, and then they start going back again because you can see them getting tired, and I'll bring them in. And that's the way it normally works. But you wear a helmet, and the helmet is not really for protection. It's got speakers in it. And I talk to the people while they're flying, and I'll ask them, would you like to go higher? And they'll give me a thumbs up or whatever, and I'll just shoot them up higher a little at a time and so on if they want to do it.
Right.
And if they start going backwards or whatever, I'll let them down, or if I don't like them, I'll just drop them in the water.
So they kind of, but you can't hear them back, so.
No, I can't hear them back.
So you don't hear all the screaming and
right, you got it.
profanities probably.
Exactly, screaming or whatever, and it's good for me. I like that a lot. They'll come in and hit me now. Not normally. Normally they come in after they've flown it, and they'll be nervous at first, really nervous, and they'll come in and high five me because most people it's something that they've never done before. It's just awesome. Nobody has.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, is there like an age limit for like kids or?
Yes. We started 16 mostly because of my insurance company. They wanted it that way. But I actually had a lady call me and said that her mom wants to fly it, and she's 88. And with her, I don't know. I'm like, okay, I'll try it and see. But I think she'll probably do fine, but because it's not a lot of effort.
Right.
It's not like you work to fly it, you know.
Right.
You don't have to work. It does all the work.
Is there like a release form that people sign?
Everybody signs a waiver. Kitty Hawk Kites, and I'm on that release, and of course they do all that. Yes. I think that's with most anything anymore.
Right,
you
right.
have to.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So is it just on the sound or on the ocean too? Or?
No, don't take it out in the ocean. There's a few owners of jetpacks that do that, but I don't know how they can do it with the waves and all that. It makes it so much better when you're teaching somebody and it's calm.
Right.
So we work right out of the town of Manio in front of Marsh's Light, and we do it from there. And we normally, people from all around come to just watch, and
I'll bet.
Yeah, so it's really neat.
Nice. So I noticed your nice truck out there with your logo and design and everything. So do you go to other places if people want you to, like?
Oh yeah.
travel?
We go all over the place. Like I said, the first year was slow. The second year, during the winter, I got a call from HBO, which was very exciting. I thought it was somebody pulling my leg.
Yeah, right.
I'm sitting there talking to one of the producers, and I'm like, "Are you sure you're from HBO?" So, and yes, and they asked me to do Eastbound and Down with Danny McBride and Ken Marino.
Wow.
And Danny has been on a lot of shows. He was on the movie Tropical. What is it? Tropical Thunder, I think it is, and he had a new movie last year of what was the name of that one? I can't remember right off the bat. But anyway, and Ken Marino, he was in We're the Millers with Jennifer Aniston. He was her boss on it, so he's a pretty big star. But I went down there and I taught both of them how to fly the jetpack, and then I went back again when they filmed it, and it was awesome. It was nothing like it. I've never done anything like that before, and it was just so much fun.
Wow, I bet.
Just having a blast.
So you
no pun intended.
Yeah. So you went down to Wilmington in North Carolina, and that's where they filmed.
Yeah, I did. It was real neat. We had a little place there on the beach, right where the sound goes into the ocean, and they wanted me to fly there on the beach. And when I first got there, nobody was there, and so I was just warming it up, and all of a sudden, here's 20 people coming out on the beach. I'm like, whoa, there they are, okay. So I started aiming for the beach, and I looked, and there was Danny McBride. I'm like, because you recognize him anywhere.
Right.
And he had a camera, and I just flew straight up in the air, and you could just see him, whoa, and he was taking my picture. I'm like, this is cool, Danny McBride taking my picture. And so then I came on in, and I landed it right on the beach and turned it off. And of course, first anybody said anything was Danny McBride running over to, that is cool. And I kept explaining the other things on film what he said, but he was just so excited, and it was real neat. And then they asked me, they said, well, hey, how can you teach? I want to see you teach somebody. And my cousin, Mike Throckmorton, was there, and he does a lot of things for the movies in Richmond and all. He's in water safety and all that. But I had just taught him how to fly the week before, and he only flew one time. And I said, Mike, do you mind doing this? And he says, nah. So we threw a helmet on him, and I was talking to him, and one of the producers and safety men were beside me, and the director. And they're like, so show me how you go about teaching somebody. So that was fun. I was flying Mike, and he says, so you're working the throttle? I said, yeah, watch. And I'll put him up in the air a little bit and let off. And he says, oh, that's cool. And I said, well, this is what you do. I had to do this to Mike. I said, this is what you do when you don't like somebody. So I shot him up in the air, and I turned it off. And he dropped straight down. Everybody there laughing their heads off. Sure. And Mike's like, what did you do? What is that? So he paid me back, though, last year. So he did the same thing to me when I was flying it. And he took the control and turned it off and dropped me. And, cool. Yeah, we have a lot of fun. I mean, it's been just a blast.
It does sound fun. And we were thinking maybe... we could do like a part 2 of our interview and possibly do a demonstration.
Get you flying on it?
Yeah, I would try it, but I have to find out, I guess, first if you like me or not. So
we'll see how good this is, and I'll let you know. Yeah. But 2012 was a great year. I mean, it really was for me. It was awesome. They had a giveaway through Landshark Beer, and they had Budweiser involved with it, and they gave jetpack tickets away. This year, I'm hoping they'll call me again. Maybe I'll fly Busch Gardens. That would be neat.
That would be awesome.
Or Water Country or something, since they own it. Yeah. And then we did Harbor Fest. I was asked to do Harbor Fest in Norfolk. So we flew it and had a great time. I ended up flying the game guy for the Virginia Lotto, Jason, the game guy, and they did a commercial, and then they had that commercial in Richmond. We didn't really see it much here.
Right.
And so that was cool. And what else?
Well, you've got something coming up soon with the Weather Channel, right?
Yeah, this year, the first person I flew, and the first time I even started it, and it was cold. It was 25-mile-an-hour wind, so it was a perfect day for the national TV, the Weather Channel. And I flew Chris Wagner. And awesome guy, and he flew it, and we had the cameras rolling the whole time. They must have filmed 2 hours.
Wow.
Yeah, they did an interview with me, and it's supposed to be on national TV, which is going to be neat. That should be, they're saying May the 15th, and I was asked him, I said, well, what time on May the 15th on the Weather Channel? He said, it'll be playing all day long.
They usually loop their...
Yeah, what they did also that day, well, the day before, is Kitty Hawk Kites has a Wright Brothers glider, and so Chris flew that, and they filmed it. So they're doing the past and the future, and so it ought to be really neat on the. I can't wait till it comes out. I think.
We'll have to look out for it for sure. And you're saying like it was a little cold out. Do you do this during the winter too, or?
Normally when it gets too cold, I don't want to do it. I just don't want to do that. But yes, this time of year, if you bring a wetsuit, we will teach you how to fly. And I've got a good wetsuit, so I'll get out there and do it. But most of the time, I just take off from the shore and come back into the shore or the boat, so I won't get wet.
Right.
Hopefully, unless it turned off or something like that, that'd be the only reason.
Right. So you're like an expert now, and you probably don't even really need water underneath you. You could just...
Well, yeah, right. I can take off from the shore, from a boat or a pier or whatever, and it's pretty simple. Doing eastbound and down, my son Randy Stone was actually a stuntman for Ken Marino, and they had him dressed up like him and all. And on the show of Eastbound and Down, when you see it land on the pier, that was my son and his feet. And then they took off and made it look like Kim was flying and so on. So my son did all that, and so he's a star now.
Nice. That's great.
Yeah.
Very cool. So, are you the only one, or do you have employees that help you?
I normally have one guy that drives a jet ski just to to play it safe. He'll be out in the water in case anybody needs any help or wants to come in if they had enough or whatever, because it is a safety feature on that you can turn it off yourself, and you also it's one little buckle that you turn and you just come right out of it, but you're wearing a life jacket and the jetpack floats itself, so yeah.
Wow.
So it makes it, like I say, it makes it real safe.
Yeah, it sounds crazy.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to trying it out.
Yeah.
I'm a little nervous, but
Yeah. This year too, we another thing, we're doing Harborfest again. So it was really neat. Harborfest in Norfolk, and they asked us to come back. And what we're doing is we might be flying somebody, one of the wounded warriors, and teaching them how to fly. As long as they've got upper movement, they can set on it, and we can fly them. And we are also doing this year, it's called Mobility May down here. They've got their own thing on handicapped people, on for warriors and so on. And I'm giving them a free day where I'll be flying them. I think it's like this month, like in May 22nd to the 25th, somewhere in there. You can probably go on Facebook, OBXjetpak, and see it on Facebook, or go to Mobility May on the Outer Banks on Facebook and see it too.
Cool, yeah. We'll have to look out for that.
Yeah.
So, pretty much anybody could, as long as they're 16 and above.
16. As long as the weight on it is from 85 pounds to 345 pounds.
Okay, so you can't.
If I can get the straps around you, you can fly it more likely.
Right.
Some people I have to get them to hold their breath a little bit, but I can zip them up. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So, how long would you say it would take for somebody to get like your lesson on the boat and then fly?
Normally, I can get them up after about 10 minutes.
Wow.
I try to start them off and just kind of drag them where their feet are dragging the water. And then I'll bring them up a little bit, and then I'll get them to let go of their left hand and wave at me or give me a thumbs up so they can see that it's easy to fly. It's actually pretty much one hand, and it's just easy movements. And once they get up like that, then I'll get them up about feet just above the water, and I'll get them to walk on water.
Nice.
And I always ask them, have you ever walked on water before? And now's your time. And I did that once when I was doing this, and the guy next to me, he says, yeah, he'll probably use that in his sermon this weekend. I said, he's a preacher? He said, yeah. I said, yeah. He'll go back and say, I walked on water. So this is the way to do it when you fly a jetpack. You can walk on water.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I think I might have walked on water once when I saw a fin come towards me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And I notice your nice t-shirt you
Oh,
have.
yeah, thank you.
And your t-shirts are available for sale through Kitty Hawk Heist. They're in the store in Manio.
Right.
And then they could also call 877-FLY-THIS if they want.
877-FLY-THIS, or you can send them an email, and
Okay.
they ship them out and so on. They can ship them to you if you want one, and we have all kinds of different colors. Of course, this one says flight instructor.
What would somebody else's say? Like,
On the boat, I'm
beginner?
gonna put on the boat when people fly it. I'm gonna put pilot on here, and so I think that's gonna do well on the boat. But I'm gonna only sell those on the boat. The rest of them probably won't have anything on his sleeves, but and we're designing more, and we also sell bumper stickers. We're designing a few more bumper stickers with the OBX jetpack, and out the X, it's got a little jetpack flying at the X of it. So
cool.
yeah, hopefully they'll do well. Once they do, hopefully Kitty Hawk Kites will start putting them in all their stores. That's my hope. So,
well, I
anyway.
think it's a unique idea, and there's probably not many other jetpacks like around anywhere, probably.
I'm the only one in North Carolina and Virginia, I believe. And
Wow.
so that's why, you know, the Harborfest and all invited us there. And that was so much fun last year. And we just had a blast.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, I know you're really busy, but we do always like to ask our guests, when you have a day off, what is your ideal way to spend a day off here in the Outer Banks?
Well, during the summer, weekends are a little slow. We're going to do some specials on weekends, and maybe Mondays and Tuesdays. I think it's going to be a special because everybody, once they get to the Outer Banks, first thing they want to do is go to the beach.
Right.
But on my slow days or during the winter, I've been, what I do is I walk with my dog. He's getting famous on the beach now. His name is Rudder, like a rudder on a boat. And it's a border collie, and you can see him on Facebook, and they want me to get a Facebook page and all this because he's such a pretty dog. What I do, I've been helping my cousin with water safety. In Richmond, we've been doing my cousin Mike Throckmorton, he owns a water safety company, and he does things for the movies where they need someone, you know, if somebody's out on the water, they have to have a safety person, a scuba diver, all of that, and he has a company that does that. So this winter, I've been helping him on the show that's on AMC. It's called Turn. And it's a new show. It's about a revolutionary spy that this guy, and well, anyway, they do things out on the water. They have boats on the water, and we've been filming at the James River Correctional Center in Goochland. And it's a place with 2,000 acres, and they film a lot of shows there, a lot of movies. And we've been filming there and on the James River, and it was cold last winter.
I'll bet.
They would do it 2 o'clock in the morning, and it'd be so cold. It was awesome, but I had a great time doing that. It was fun. It was fun. Yeah,
that's awesome.
Being on a movie set again.
I'm sure. Well, we're hoping that North Carolina is going to continue their tax incentives, and there'll be more and more filming here because it's just great for our economy. So you could really benefit from that.
Well, I hope so. Since I have flown for HBO and all, they said that they would use me a lot, and I got to be real good friends with one of the producers, and he actually came down a few weeks ago and stayed at one of my places, him and his family. Great guy. And they actually, in Wilmington, they're actually calling it Wilmingwood now because the HBO is doing so much stuff down there. And I've been trying to talk to him about bringing it to the Outer Banks, and we certainly could use any kind of publicity, and they're just filming like crazy down there.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I know one of the movies that was filmed in North Carolina was Iron Man 3.
Right.
So does he have like a special jetpack that he uses?
I don't know. I wasn't there, but I would think so. It's mostly movie magic. It's like when we did Eastbound and Down. Danny McBride and Ken Marino. I taught them how to fly. Now, Ken, I gotta say, Ken Marino flew it better than Danny. But anyway, when I was flying them and everything, they actually took and made a platform, like a barge, and then they had a pontoon boat that they would pull it all around the lake. And then they put a scaffolding up on, I've got pictures of it, it's really, I was taking pictures with my iPad the whole time. Scaffolding up on it, and they put Danny up on it, and we started it. And from their view, and they pulled him around the lake, it looked like he was flying everywhere. Wow. And they were just showing him, and they put Ken up there, but Ken did a lot of stuff himself. Nice. And Danny, when I was flying him, it's real funny. I was out on a pontoon boat, and the director, Jody Hill, and I was right beside me, and Danny was flying it, and I was running with a remote control, and I'm like, all of a sudden he says, "Let Danny have the throttle," and I'm like, he's not ready for the throttle. Let him have the throttle. I'm like, okay, so I slowed him in the water. I said, Danny, now this is what you're going to do. Just give it a little bit of gas and take off easy with it and try to keep your balance. And then he says, quit talking to him. Like, quit talking to him too. Okay. So I had the finger on the kill switch, and Danny took off, and he was doing really good. And all of a sudden, he lost his balance a little bit. And you don't want to work the throttle when you're first learning. You've got enough to do. And when he lost his balance, he gave it the gas and went straight up, and then let off, and then gave it again, and then I just killed the switch. He fell down. Everybody on the boat were laughing their heads off. My cousin Mike dropped one on the jet ski, took it over there real fast, and he's like, you okay, you okay? He said, yeah, I'm fine. He says, but let the stuntman do this.
Yeah.
He hopped on the jet ski and came on in. So, like I said, it's been so much fun.
I'm sure. It sounds awesome. Yeah. So how, like, far up do people go?
It'll go 30 feet in the air, or it'll go 30 miles an hour a couple feet off the water, which is pretty fast if you're flying and above the water. And then you can just shoot it straight up if you want to, once you learn. Going 30 and just shoot it straight up, and it's quite a thrill. It's like riding a roller coaster only backwards. You're going up the hill instead of down. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, so I know you're probably an expert. So can you do do you ever do tricks?
Well, I don't do too many tricks. I mean, I'm learning.
Right.
I really haven't had time to really practice it that much. I've been teaching everybody else.
Right.
My son is getting better with it. He's a little bit more brave, and so is Mike. And so they've gotten so they can spin it around and so on, but we want to learn how to fly it backwards. It's a lot of people that can fly it on the back and then flip it over, or go. We do go under the water. I do that too. It'll go 30 feet under the water, but of course we don't have that much water around on the Sound. But it'll go under the water, and you can, as long as you can hold your breath and then just shoot straight up and the water's flying. It's very impressive when you do that. Yeah, it's fun too. Yeah.
I'm sure if I tried it, that would happen to me just by accident. I'd be flying backwards.
One of my helpers was doing that, and the guy was learning how to fly, and she was on a jet ski, and she was kind of close to him. And he took off, and he pulled the levers down under the water, and when he did, it just blew water all over her, and she was nice and dry. And somebody happened to be filming it, and we put it on my Facebook page, OBXjetpak. It's funny because he was laughing his head off at her.
That's funny. Yeah. I'm sure that's hilarious.
Yeah.
So you must see a lot of amusing things, amusing people
yes,
trying
very
to
much so,
when they get excited
yeah.
and nervous and.
Oh yeah. Yep. We had one guy. He was very muscular, and he had all his muscular guys on the boat, and he was all macho, and he put the jetpack on, and as I was letting him down on the ladder, his legs were shaking, and he was like, I said, you'll be okay. And once he got out there, once you do it the first time, you don't shake anymore. It's like, oh, this isn't so bad. But he came back in high-fiving me. Oh, that was just awesome. So it's so much fun to be out there, especially with families, and you get the whole family, and everybody's rooting for the other one, and it's so much fun.
So is there, so you said you can take out families. Is there like a maximum amount of people that?
I think most of the time we try to keep it less than, about 6 people on the boat at all times, and no more than 6. And we try to do it that way.
Cool. So family could just spend a couple hours with you, and then they could all try it.
Everybody could fly it, and that's when it's fun. I mean, it's so much fun teaching people and them rooting for them, and taking pictures. And most of them, I'll get them to come in, and I'm like, give me a thumbs up. That'll be your Facebook page. Yeah. And you just wouldn't believe how many Facebook pages I've gotten with the jetpack with the thumb up and so on, and putting them on Facebook. So
cool.
That always helps too. Yeah.
Cool. Well, I hope to have one of myself someday.
Yeah, we can do that. No doubt about it. No doubt. So, I think we got somebody that can take a picture of you. I'm not sure.
Maybe.
Maybe. Oh, okay. And laugh. He'll probably be shaking it because he's laughing so much.
I'm sure. We'll put it on the tripod that day.
There you go. Great.
So back to your day off. So if you did have a day off, do you just spend it
Oh, I'm sorry, I
or-
never answered that. Most of the time it's on the beach during the summer, and or taking the jet ski out and just riding around, or taking my dog out on the beach. Well, I have to do that every day, so that's a normal thing. Yeah.
Have you strapped the dog into the jetpack yet?
Not yet, but you know, he drives my car. Tries to.
Nice.
So, no. Other than that, no, he doesn't. I won't put him in that. So, yeah.
Yeah, probably. The animal rights people might be a little upset over that, I guess.
Yeah, probably so. Probably so. Yeah, no doubt, no doubt.
Cool. Well, it's been awesome talking with you.
Oh,
and
this is great. It's fun.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. It was an honor. Thank you.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm Sue Artz with OBXentertainment.com and OBXE TV, and we'll see you soon.